Mind the Gap is a new series from Image Comics. It's written by Jim McGann with art by Roden Esquaya and Sonya Obak. Now, it's the story of Elle Peterson, who is a woman who has fallen into a coma after an incident that leaves her severely injured on a subway platform.
Yes. Now, this incident was no mere accident.
No.
We soon discover that there's a massive conspiracy surrounding Elle's accident, which it may involve her family, her friends, everyone she's ever been involved in. But what did happen? We don't know. Did she see something? Did she say something? Did she do something? Was she actually supposed to be killed, or was she deliberately put into a coma? These are just some of the questions that are posed in the first issue.
And after we're introduced to the friends and family, we're then introduced to Elle as a prisoner inside of her own mind. Now,
cool.
she can barely remember anything leading up to the attack, so she's not really much help either in piecing this together. Everything in this comic is designed to just dangle little hints in front of you and give you little clues as to what the grander story is. And frankly, that just bugged the hell out of me.
Seriously.
Yeah, seriously. I don't know. Blame J.J. Abrams if you like, but this style of storytelling has really started to get my goat in the last few years.
But you can't do that. Mind the Gap is a really interesting conspiracy story told in a novel way. You can't blame the comic just because Lost had a bad payoff.
Look, I don't know how novel a way it is. I mean, didn't it remind you a bit of The Lovely Bones?
I think we just need to look at the comic on its own merits, don't you guys? I think so.
Okay, look, I'm not even saying it's a bad... You know what? You clearly really liked it. Why don't you
Okay.
tell us why?
Alright, well first of all, the reason I liked Mind the Gap is its artwork. It's really rich and it's textured. There's a lot of naturalistic kind of panels in there, and some are really quite fascinating to look at.
Yeah, give us some examples. Come on.
You're just determined to press my buttons, aren't you? Okay. First of all, there's a lot of action scenes that are done from a bird's eye point view, which almost feels like Elle is watching over these people. It's pretty cool. I like that kind of that view. Also, we get introduced to a character called Bobby in a really novel way. First of all, there's a match. The match lights a cigarette, and then the smoke blows back to create Bobby's body. Bobby is presumably somebody in a coma somewhere else who has appeared in Elle's coma world as well. It kind of reminds me of the Cheshire Cat in Alice in Wonderland, really.
I can't fault you in any real way on the artwork.
No.
I mean, there's this nice enough pastel palette being used, and everything looks like what it's supposed to look like. But even that realism kind of bugged me, you know? I mean, this is not a movie,
Well,
it's a
stop-
comic.
Stop comparing it to TV and film.
Because that's what it looks like.
You're going to be completely unrealistic about all of this, aren't you?
Yeah, maybe.
Right, well, in which case, I'm going to ignore you for the rest of this review. Okay, I really liked Mind the Gap. I think the artwork was beautifully done. There's some really interesting panels, and the conspiracy theory that's throughout the first issue is really quite intriguing. There's also at the back, you read a little section about the hidden Indians throughout the comic. So I'm now on my third way through trying to find all these little clues to put together the pieces of Elle's accident. This is a buy from me. I think it's a really interesting, intriguing comic, and I think you should now skip to the next review and not listen to anything he has to say. Okay? See you guys.
Well, that was charming, wasn't it? Well, look, for those of you who wanted a balanced view of this comic, look, like I said, it's not bad. I don't think it's a bad comic. I just think that, you know, when you've got a writer who's making you play hide and seek with the plot, it just really bugs me. I don't know, some of you will probably be the same. So I can't tear it down on the script or the art or anything like that. For a purely personal choice, I'm giving this one a borrow, because it bugged me. So, thank you for sticking around and getting a balanced view.
Ignore him. He's completely wrong. It's awesome. Okay.